When you turn 60 and beyond, who will truly stand by your side? When you're younger, the answer might seem obvious. Your family, your closest friends, the people you've known for years. But once you turn 60, reality starts to look a little different. Life changes, people get busy, priorities shift, and suddenly you realize that the support system you always believed in might not be as reliable as you once thought. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 essential pillars that become more dependable than family as you get older. This isn't about pushing people away. It's about understanding where real stability comes from and making sure you're not left vulnerable when you need support the most. When you build a strong foundation based on these 6 pillars, you gain the security and independence that will carry you through life's challenges. Stay tuned until the end, because these 6 pillars may completely change the way you think about support. And once you understand them, by the end you'll never feel powerless, alone, or unprepared again. Now let's get started. Pillar 1. Your financial stability. The most reliable form of support you will ever have after 60 isn't another person. It's your financial stability. Money may not be the source of happiness, but it is the foundation of peace, safety, and dignity as you age. When you are financially independent, you never have to worry about being a burden or waiting for someone else to rescue you. Many people assume their children will help if times get hard, but life doesn't always work that way. Your children love you, but they also have their own families, expenses, and struggles to handle. Depending on them for financial help can easily become a painful experience for both sides. Take Richard, for example, a 72-year-old man who spent years helping his children through college, giving them money when they needed it, and always being there when they asked. He believed that if trouble ever came his way, his family would do the same for him. But when an unexpected health problem emptied his savings, Richard discovered that his kids were already stretched thin, paying off mortgages, raising children, and fighting their own financial battles. They cared deeply, but they couldn't fix his situation. That moment opened his eyes to a simple but powerful truth. Your financial security must be your own responsibility. It's not about being rich, it's about being prepared. You don't need millions to live comfortably, but you do need a plan, a small emergency fund, a stable income stream, and a lifestyle that doesn't depend on others to stay afloat. When you have control over your money, you also have control over your life. You can make choices based on what's best for you, not based on what others can afford to do for you. Start by asking yourself a few honest questions. Do I have enough savings to handle a surprise medical bill or home repair? Is my retirement income safe and steady? Have I paid down debts that could drain my peace of mind? If the answer is no, don't feel discouraged. Every wise financial decision starts with awareness. Begin small. Learn how to budget in a way that fits your needs, cut out unnecessary spending, and focus on building stability rather than chasing luxury. Seek advice from trusted financial guides, plan for health costs, and consider simple, long-term investments that grow over time. Remember, financial independence is not about pride. It's about freedom, the freedom to live your later years with confidence, dignity, and peace. When you build this pillar, you no longer live in fear of unexpected events or feel helpless when life changes. You become your own safety net, your own provider, and your own source of strength. Because at the end of the day, money may not buy happiness, but it can buy peace of mind, and that peace becomes the strongest support standing by your side, no matter what life brings. Pillar 2. Your physical health. There is one thing in life that no one else can give you or protect for you: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your strongest ally or your biggest challenge, and the difference depends on how well you care for it. You can have financial stability, a loving family, and a comfortable home, but if your body begins to fail, your freedom quickly fades. Good health is the foundation that allows you to enjoy life, stay independent, and do the things that bring you joy. The truth is, no matter how much others care about you, they cannot walk for you, exercise for you, or make healthy choices on your behalf. That power belongs only to you. Think about Carl, a 68-year-old man who spent most of his younger years being active and fit. But after retiring, he slowed down, thinking he deserved to take it easy. One year turned into several, and soon, small tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries became exhausting. His energy dropped, and his confidence with it. His children visited when they could, but they couldn't be there every day to help him. And that's when Carl realized something important. If he wanted to stay independent, he had to take control of his health again. He started walking short distances, changed his eating habits, and took his medical checkups seriously. Over time, his strength returned, and so did his sense of pride. Carl's story is a reminder that it's never too late to take charge of your well-being. You don't need to be an athlete. Even small, steady steps make a difference. Move your body every day, walk, stretch, dance, or garden. Choose foods that nourish you instead of harm you. Drink enough water, get regular sleep, and don't ignore warning signs from your body. If something feels off, lingering pain, fatigue, or trouble moving, don't brush it aside. Early attention often prevents bigger problems later. Good health is more than just the absence of illness. It's feeling capable, confident, and free to live life on your own terms. The stronger your body, the stronger your spirit becomes. Prioritizing your physical well-being also protects your emotional and mental health. Because when you feel good physically, you think more clearly and handle stress more calmly. Many people wait until their health declines before taking it seriously, but you have the power to change that now. Each healthy choice you make is an act of love toward yourself and your future. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. So, take care of your body as if it were your best friend, because in many ways, it truly is. No one else can do it for you, and no one else will benefit from it as much as you will. Your health is your truest form of independence, your most loyal companion, and the one pillar that will carry you through every stage of life with strength, grace, and dignity. Pillar 3, your social circle. As you move through your 60s and beyond, one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is connection, genuine, caring relationships that remind you you're not alone in this world. Life has a way of changing the size of our circle. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, and the busy rhythm of family life often leaves less time for visits and calls. Slowly, without realizing it, you might find yourself spending more time in silence than in conversation. But human beings are not meant to live isolated. We thrive when we share laughter, stories, and warmth with others. Loneliness after 60 can quietly harm your emotional and physical well-being. It can affect your sleep, your appetite, even your heart. You may love your children deeply, but they have families, careers, and obligations of their own, and they can't always be by your side. That's why it's so important to create a social circle that belongs to you. One built not out of obligation, but out of shared joy, understanding, and companionship. Take Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who used to rely completely on her 2 sons for company. They adored her, but as they became busier, she began to feel the ache of quiet evenings and empty weekends. Instead of sinking into loneliness, Margaret decided to make a change. She started reconnecting with old friends she hadn't spoken to in years, joined a local book club, and began attending a senior community group once a week. At first, she was nervous, but soon her days were filled with laughter, stories, and the beautiful feeling of being seen and valued. That small decision brought color back into her life. The truth is, friendships don't have to be grand or perfect. Even a simple chat with a neighbor, a walk with a friend, or a friendly conversation at a cafe can bring warmth to your day. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who listen without judgment, and who bring light into your world. Try new activities, explore hobbies, or volunteer, places where kindness and connection naturally grow. Building a social circle is not just about avoiding loneliness, it's about nurturing your soul. Every smile you share and every hand you hold strengthens your emotional foundation. You'll find that when you give your time, laughter, and care to others, it returns to you tenfold. Don't wait for others to reach out. Take the first step. Send that message, join that class, attend that gathering, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Because one conversation can open a door to a friendship that changes your life. The truth is, love and connection don't stop at a certain age, they just evolve. A strong social circle gives you belonging, emotional safety, and a sense of purpose that family alone can't always provide. It reminds you that no matter how old you are, your life still holds space for new friendships, shared laughter, and moments that make your heart feel alive. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most powerful sources of support you can ever have after 60 is your own sense of purpose. Purpose gives meaning to every day and keeps your heart and mind alive. When you wake up in the morning with something to look forward to, something that excites or fulfills you, you feel stronger, happier, and more alive. But when you lose that sense of direction, life can start to feel quiet and empty, even if everything else seems fine. This happens to many people after retirement or when their children grow up and move away. The roles that once gave life structure, being a parent, a worker, or a caregiver, start to fade, and it can leave a space that feels difficult to fill. But purpose is not something that disappears with age. It simply changes shape. You might no longer have a 9-to-5 job, but you can still create, teach, give, or learn in ways that bring meaning to your days. Think about George, a 70-year-old retired engineer. When he first left his job, he felt a wave of relief, thinking he could finally relax. But after a few months, he began to feel restless and unmotivated, like something was missing. His kids visited when they could, but that wasn't enough to fill the long hours. One day, he decided to volunteer at a local community center, teaching children how to build simple machines. What started as a small commitment became the highlight of his week. He found joy in sharing his knowledge and seeing others grow because of his help. That experience reignited his sense of purpose, giving him energy, confidence, and fulfillment he hadn't felt in years. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It just needs to be something that makes you feel useful and alive. It could be learning a new skill, painting, gardening, writing your life stories, or helping others through volunteering. Purpose is about contribution, growth, and connection. It's about doing something that matters to you and brings out your best self. Even small acts can make a big difference. A kind word to a neighbor, helping a friend in need, or mentoring someone younger than you. Every person has something valuable to offer, no matter their age. When you live with purpose, you stop merely existing and start truly living. You feel proud of who you are and the mark you're leaving on the world. So if you've been feeling like your best days are behind you, remind yourself that they're not. They're just waiting for a new direction. The gift of getting older is having the freedom to shape your days in ways that feel meaningful to you. Your purpose is the fire inside that keeps you moving forward when everything else slows down. Nurture it, protect it, and let it guide you, because when you live with purpose, every day becomes a day worth waking up for. Pillar 5, your emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is the quiet strength that helps you stand tall through life's storms. It's what allows you to bend without breaking, to heal after loss, and to find peace even in moments of uncertainty. As we grow older, life brings both beauty and challenge. We may lose people we love, face health struggles, or see our world change in ways that feel unfamiliar. These experiences can sometimes leave us feeling fragile or fearful, but resilience is what helps us rise again. It doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It means allowing yourself to feel, to grieve, and then choosing to keep moving forward with hope. Think of Eleanor, a 68-year-old woman who lost her husband after 40 years of marriage. For months, her days felt empty, and the silence of her home weighed heavily on her heart. But little by little, she began to find small moments of peace, morning walks in the park, journaling her thoughts, and spending time with her grandchildren. Over time, she discovered that her strength didn't come from avoiding her sadness, but from embracing it and learning to carry it with grace. That is what emotional resilience looks like, not perfection, but perseverance. It's about believing that no matter how dark a season may feel, the light will return. And it always does. You can nurture this strength by practicing kindness toward yourself, by letting go of what you cannot control, and by focusing on what you can, your attitude, your actions, and your outlook. When you face setbacks, remind yourself of all the times you've overcome before. You've lived through difficult days and found your way through. That history is proof of your resilience. Build habits that support your inner peace. Deep breathing, prayer, meditation, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and remind you of your worth. Speak gently to yourself. The words you whisper to your heart matter more than you realize. Emotional resilience doesn't mean you never fall. It means you always rise again, a little wiser and softer each time. With age comes the gift of perspective, the ability to see that even pain has lessons to teach, and that joy often grows from the same soil as sorrow. Life may not always be easy, but you've already proven you can adapt, heal, and begin again. So hold your head high and remember, your emotions are not weaknesses. They are signs of a heart that has lived deeply. The more you nurture peace within, the more unshakable you become. Emotional resilience is your inner anchor, the steady, quiet courage that reminds you that no matter what happens around you, you will always find a way to stand strong, to heal, and to keep shining. Pillar 6. Your ability to adapt. Your ability to adapt is one of the greatest strengths you can ever develop, especially in the later chapters of life. Change is not something that stops as we age. In fact, it often becomes more frequent and sometimes more challenging. The world around you continues to evolve. Technology advances faster than ever, and even your own body and lifestyle shift in ways that can feel unfamiliar. But the beautiful truth is that adaptability keeps your spirit young. It allows you to move through life with grace rather than resistance. Being adaptable doesn't mean you have to love every change. It simply means you remain open to learning, growing, and finding new ways to thrive no matter what comes your way. Take Helen, a 72-year-old retired teacher who once said she felt left behind in a world of smartphones and social media. For years, she avoided learning new things because they seemed too complicated. But one day, her granddaughter encouraged her to take a simple online class. Step by step, she learned how to use her phone, shop online, and even join a virtual book club. That small step changed her world. She began connecting with new people, learning daily, and feeling more confident in herself. Adaptability is exactly that, a willingness to take small steps into the unknown until they no longer feel scary. It's about saying, I may not know this yet, but I can learn. Every time you adapt, you grow a little stronger and more confident. Life after 60 can bring unexpected changes: retirement, shifting family roles, health adjustments, or even moving to a new home. But instead of fearing those transitions, see them as opportunities to reinvent yourself. You have wisdom, patience, and experience on your side, and those qualities make you uniquely equipped to handle life's changes with grace. The key is to stay curious, flexible, and kind to yourself. Allow yourself to try, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Remember that growth doesn't stop with age. It simply takes new forms. When you choose to adapt, you remind yourself that life still has new things to offer, and you still have new things to give. In the end, all 6 pillars, financial stability, physical health, social connection, purpose, emotional resilience, and adaptability, work together to create a life that is full, peaceful, and deeply fulfilling. Each one strengthens the others, forming a foundation that helps you not just survive aging, but truly enjoy it. Aging is not about losing what once was. It's about embracing what still can be. You are not too old to start something new, to learn, to love, or to change. So keep your heart open, your mind curious, and your spirit brave. Every sunrise is an invitation to begin again, wiser, calmer, and more alive than ever before. That is the timeless beauty of your journey.